Civil warfare, also known as civil war, is a type of armed conflict that occurs within the boundaries of a single country or region where different groups or factions compete for power or control over resources or territory. In a civil war, the combatants are usually citizens of the same country or region, and the conflict may arise from political, economic, social, ethnic, or religious differences. Civil wars can be extremely destructive and have a profound impact on the societies and economies of the countries affected by them, often resulting in significant loss of life, displacement of populations, and long-lasting political instability. The causes and dynamics of civil wars can be complex and multifaceted, and effective resolution of such conflicts typically requires a combination of political, economic, and social measures. Civil wars occur for a variety of reasons, and each conflict has its own unique set of causes and circumstances. However, some common factors that can contribute to civil wars include political and economic inequality, ethnic or religious tensions, disputes over resources or territory, and government corruption or oppression. In some cases, civil wars can be traced back to colonialism and the legacy of arbitrary borders drawn by colonial powers, which can create ethnic or religious divisions within a country. In other cases, civil wars arise from long-standing political grievances or economic disparities that lead to popular uprisings against the government. Regardless of the specific causes, civil wars can be devastating for the people who are caught in the conflict. They can lead to widespread violence, displacement, and humanitarian crises, and can have long-lasting effects on a country's political and social stability. There have been many civil wars throughout history in different parts of the world, so the start and end dates of each conflict vary. However, if you are referring to the American Civil War, it began on April 12, 1861, when Confederate forces attacked a U.S. military installation at Fort Sumter, South Carolina. The war lasted for 4 years and ended on April 9, 1865, when Confederate General Robert E. Lee surrendered to Union General Ulysses S. Grant at Appomattox Courthouse in Virginia. The American Civil War was a significant event in U.S. history, and it had a profound impact on the country. The war was fought between the northern states, known as the Union, and the southern states, known as the Confederacy, over issues of slavery, states' rights, and the balance of power between the federal government and the states. The war resulted in the abolition of slavery, the preservation of the Union, and the strengthening of federal authority over the states. The American Civil War had a profound impact on the United States and its people. Some of the major effects of the war were: 1. Abolition of slavery. The Civil War resulted in the abolition of slavery in the United States. President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863, which declared that all slaves in Confederate-held territory were to be freed. 2. Preservation of the Union. The Civil War was fought to preserve the Union, and the victory of the Union Army ensured that the United States remained a single, unified country. 3. Reconstruction after the war. The United States underwent a period of reconstruction, during which the federal government worked to rebuild the South and ensure civil rights for African Americans. This period was marked by significant political, social, and economic changes. 4. Loss of life and destruction. The Civil War was one of the deadliest conflicts in U.S. history, with an estimated 620,000 soldiers and civilians losing their lives. The war also caused significant destruction and devastation, particularly in the South. 5. Expansion of federal power. The war resulted in the expansion of federal power over the states as the federal government took a more active role in regulating economic and social affairs. 6. Transformation of American society. The Civil War transformed American society in many ways, including the growth of industry and the emergence of new technologies, such as railroads and telegraphs. It also led to significant changes in social structures, such as the status of African Americans and women.